By the way, I will say this about Landon Dickerson. I was talking to Big Z about it. Let's see if we missed any supers back here, too. I thought I saw some. I'm concerned about your offensive line. And I'm concerned about Landon Dickerson. Eagles Patriots in Super Bowl 26. I don't know about that. Eagles Patriots. Your offensive line with Landon Dickerson, you better hope Landon Dickerson doesn't get injured, because he wasn't very good in those 2 days. And I don't believe you're going to see anybody play in this game of any significance on Saturday. Now, you may see some defensive guys, because that's just who Vic is. If I were going to say, if I were Vic, the guys that I think should play this weekend, and if I were Vic, I'd want to see Nolan Smith play, Byron Young, Ty Robinson, Ebiketie, Epinenza, Trotter, Munden. You think he plays? Oh, and by the way, I'm sure Prince will say, and I don't know what Prince will say on this one, what if Jahad Campbell plays again? Is that going to be because of injury? Or because Vic wants to see Jahad Campbell again, and he thinks he needs more reps, like he said. What's up, Sills? How you roll Tide? All good, my friend. Do you think the outside zone getting Barkley in space can mask the inside line, have them not work so much, keep them upright? I'm going to show you something on that. I heard John say something today, and he's dead on. So I'm going to show you this here, and I'm going to put it in a 43. I probably need a board. Here's what you got to do when you're running outside zone, okay? And this is the Mike. This is the Will, and this is the Sam. Here's what you got to do. Boom. 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 And boom. Back comes in. Boom. Or tight end comes down. So this is how you run an outside zone. Right here. Let me put the center. The big C in the middle is the center. And that's how you run that zone play. You're sealing the left side. Got to seal that DT. That guard inside's got to get up on the mic. That right guard's got to seal off the guard. The tackle and the tight end have to block either the Sam or you're blocking the defensive end. Sometimes you switch assignments. And you see the back? The back runs right up in that hole or goes outside. That's an outside zone run. That means this. You got to have a lot of people not make one mistake. If Landon's late on a reach, say he's late here. If Landon's late here, getting here, that guy breaks through, he makes a tackle in the backfield. If Landon, and you've got to reach a lot when you're running outside zone. Now, to compensate for that, I'll draw this one up. To compensate, you could run that play like this. If you think Landon can't get up on that Will linebacker, you could do it like this: tackle, guard, center, guard, tackle. Here's the center, 2 DTs. Edge, Mike, Sam, and Will. What you could do is this. You could have him go up on the Will, guard block back, seal, and then you could do this. You can have him come down in here, tackle block down. Then you got to rely on your tight end out here to single block the Sam. So you can run it this way. You can have the guard block back on the Will and not have him have to go way out. And you could seal it that way. It's going to be interesting on what Chris Kuper does. And Landon's health. Landon is going to be a key. Inside run scoop. If that guy can't get reach plays and he can't get, you're going to have to come up with a different blocking scheme where he's not moving as much. You can do that. You can backside seal. But that means your tight ends. Johnny Munt is an important player now. Especially if you're Johnny Munt is an important player, not because of pass catching. Johnny Munt is an important player because you're going to have to block defensive ends. Let me take a look at the Eagles schedule here for a second. And let's take a look here. Eagles. Home. Schedule. So you're going to line up against Washington. Who does Washington have on the edges? Tim Settle? Sonny Styles? Frankie Louvu? Johnny Munt's not blocking Frankie Louvu. That ain't happening. Who do the Eagles play against Tennessee that's outside edge? And you have Jeffrey Simmons inside. Boy, I'll tell you what. Landon Dickerson is going to have his hands full in week 2 with Jeffrey Simmons. If Landon Dickerson ain't playing up to speed, he going to get his ass kicked. He going to get his ass kicked. Who are their edges? Jermaine Johnson's a pretty good football player. They got some people here. Jeffrey Simmons and Jeremiah Johnson. Johnny Munt is not winning that. Let's see here. Then you got Chicago. You got to play Montez Sweat. Never happened. Johnny Munt is not blocking Montez Sweat. Let's see here. Then you've got Los Angeles. You're not blocking Myles Garrett. You're not blocking Myles Garrett. That's going to be quite a challenge out there. I mean, you have no Goddard cannot get hurt because you're playing against some pretty good outside edge rushers and people who can play the outside. And if Johnny Munt is your guy, you'll lose that. Not the game, but you'll lose that battle trying to run that stretch play. Mutt and Lane will have the same blocking assignment for most part, though, right? Well, again, here, I'll show you how that will work. Here will be Lane at right tackle. Lane's got this outside edge, or he'll have the Sam. And here's the tight end. Okay? So most of the time, tight end will take the edge. And on this stretch play, Landon will take that inside Sam. Where is it? He'll take that inside Sam. That's right here. So he'll take that inside Sam. Now, if they think that Landon or Lane is better, they might have Lane reach that outside edge and let him stretch play it, and Johnny Munt come around and get that Sam. If Johnny Munt's a good blocker, that's a lot of athleticism, man. That's a pretty tough play to run, dude. That stretch play's not going to be that easy. Lane can run it, but can Munt to what effect can run it against quality people? Sil's doing one-on-one drill. Where is this one-on-one? That's not one-on-one. That's called how you run the stretch play. Every guy, that's not one-on-one, guy. And by the way, one-on-one, take care of your sandbox. It's more zone blocking. What are you talking about? Again, another guy out in space somewhere. So let's see now. Let's be honest, Dallas might be moving Rashawn Gary around. I think they will. I think they're going to be pretty decent inside this year with Williams and Gary. The pressure on the edges are going to be, yeah. Man, these guys do not understand football. So they don't. Listen, playing in the offensive line, let me show you something here too. Playing in the offensive line is so much harder than playing defensive tackle. 4 guys on the defensive front, 3 of them can get completely blocked, knocked on their ass. And 1 guy make a great play. If 1 dude makes a bad play backside and a guy bleeds in, plays dead for the entire unit. Okay? So here. This is really this is a base stretch run. Okay. Edge. DT. And I'm going from a 40 front. DT, edge, Mike, Will, and Sam. Here's your center. Here's Cam. Here's Landon. Here's Tyler. There's Mulata. There's Lane. And there's the tight end. We'll put him on the strong side. This is how you run this stretch play. You've got to reach the will. Mulata's got to get to the will. Landon has got to reach the tackle. The center's got to get to the mic, wall him off. Tyler's got to get to the DT. And then Lane, I'm assuming, is going to get out. And I would think he's going to be on the edge. And Johnny Munt has got to take somebody like Styles on. That's how you run a stretch play. Right there. That's how you run the stretch. See this backside guy here? This guy here most likely will have an influence play on him. You're hoping that he gets deep. But if this guy gets as deep as the ball, and he's got to get into pursuit, the guy who really you're hoping makes the play is that guy on the strong side. Munt's got to get up on Sonny Styles. Lane has got to block here. You're walling off the tackle. Cam's got to get up on the mic. And Landon has got to get up on the defensive tackle. Those are stretch plays. That's how you're running the stretch. And you're hopefully spacing is going to be an issue too. Are you going to run this out of tight splits, or are you going to run this out of big splits? I'm talking about splits that were from the center guard, are they going to be 2 foot splits, splits and a half? Because I can read where a play's going based on splits. Explain how Aaron Darnold, as great as he is, never got a sack against the games. Same scheme goes with Myles Garrett. That's facts. Well, easy. Aaron Donald played the left defensive tackle position for the Rams, right? Here's Aaron Donald. I heard Kelsey explain it. Okay? Bang, bang. Very simple. In a 43, Kelsey blocked down, center, guard. They double teamed him. Took him on the backside and took him on the front side. He was never able to get anywhere. The key to this thing here is, how's this guy not making plays? Or this guy over here not making plays? Look at a lane in here. How are you not making plays inside there, inside that hole right there, when you're double teaming Aaron Donald? That don't make sense. Aaron Donald against the Eagles, sorry in the gym typing. Yeah, but again, when Jason Kelsey said numerous times, they've never game planned a defensive tackle ever, except him. That's on the other guys to get free. I mean, the other guys have to make plays. You're double teaming a guy like Donald, and the other guys aren't making plays? Yeah, they doubled him. They went front side, back side, influence, brought him in. They did a whole bunch of things. Go back and watch some of those films. Pretty creative blocking schemes that Stoutland put on Aaron Donald. Very creative. As a matter of fact, every time Jeff Stoutland had an interior defensive tackle that he had to block, outside of a year ago, they did a pretty good job on him. Yes. So, yeah, running that stretch play, Landon Dickerson's a concern if he can get out there and get up on that and make an impact. I don't know, man. I think that's going to be a problem.